Hi everyone. Welcome to all of you on the other side of the screen. I hope you'll find today's experiment interesting as well. You probably already know that when two magnetic fields interact with each other, there will be some kind of force, either an attractive or a repulsive force. A magnetic field can come from either a permanent magnet or a current-carrying conductor. It's really important to know that if current flows through a conductor, it will have a magnetic field. One of the best proofs of this is the experiment I showed last time, where I wrapped a piece of copper wire. I'm holding it in my hand. This is an AA-sized battery, with a couple of neodymium magnets on the bottom, and if I put this on top of the battery, I can build a little motor out of it. We'll use this in an experiment later. Behind me, this big green thing is a small model railway table that I built myself. There's a 5.6-meter long magnetic tunnel on it, and of course, a magnetic train goes with the magnetic tunnel. The magnetic train looks like this, an AA-sized battery with neodymium magnets on the front and back. The same thing will basically happen as in the battery experiment I showed earlier. If I place this little magnetic train into this tunnel, which by the way is made from a long coil of wire, so if I put the battery into this magnetic tunnel, the result will be that an electric current will flow through the coil, creating a magnetic field. And this little magnetic train also has its own magnetic field. I set up these magnetic fields so that the train will move in one direction, going round and round and round, continuously. Altogether, as I mentioned, this tunnel is 5.6 meters long, and it has 3,000 turns. So you have to wind it around like this 3,000 times, and that's how you end up with this 5.6-meter long little tunnel. I'll show a few pictures here in this part so you can get a better idea of the process. So for the tunnel, I needed some copper wire. Unfortunately, I couldn't really find copper wire without any insulation on it, so I bought the usual electrical copper wire, which has a solid copper core, and I stripped off the insulation myself. What you see here in this bucket is the insulation that came from that cable, which is what I used to make this copper tunnel, this copper spiral structure. It was a huge job. The wire was about 200 meters long, and I had to strip all the insulation off it. After that, I had to wind 3,000 turns, and that's how this little tunnel was made. I made a special tool for this. I'll show you. Here you can see that this blade slices open part of the insulation, and then here in this section is the stripped insulation. All that's left to do is pull, pull, and pull a lot here. And after I pulled all 200 meters through, it was done. Let me show you what it looks like from a bit farther away so you can get a better sense of its size. The way it works is pretty interesting. You have to carefully place this little magnetic train inside the coil, which in the meantime has already met up with this other magnet. I'll separate them for you in just a moment. So you need to put this little magnetic train in, and from here, the magnetic train can start and race around and around and around and around, just like this. And then you can actually see it through the tunnel as well, and at the very end, it comes back here to this point. It does a total of 2 complete laps around the track. There's a noticeable incline at this particular part. From here, the track gradually rises, going up by about 5 centimeters when compared to the original starting point. This part right here goes down, but this section remains elevated, and that's how it eventually comes back. So it does 2 laps in this manner. So there's both an uphill and a downhill. Little incline which starts here and goes up to this point. Obviously, going downhill is easier for the elements, since they return here to the finish through the slope. This is the starting point, which I'm showing now with my finger, and this is the finish point. This tunnel becomes magnetic only when this little locomotive is placed inside. The locomotive is made from an AA battery with 3 neodymium magnets at the front and 3 neodymium magnets at the back. And what happens is that when it enters the coil, here, there's a small piece of coil, so it goes in here. If the magnet touches both the front and the back of the coil, then a magnetic field is created in this small section of the coil. I made the coil and carefully placed the magnets in such a way that the interaction between them generates a forward-pointing force, which then starts to push this little car into the tunnel. This sticky part will attach to the front of the magnet like this. The problem with these batteries is that if you want to put a magnet on them, the positive end is a bump, and if you put the battery on the bump, it starts to wobble. And since there are turns in the track, if it tilts in a curve, it gets stuck in the tunnel. But if you use that little sticky part I showed earlier, then these magnets will sit nicely on the positive pole. There's no problem with the negative pole because it's basically flat, so the magnet doesn't wobble there. When I came up with the idea to make this little telegraph table, I did a quick budget calculation in my head and realized that the parts would be pretty expensive for this project. Silver, gold, copper, aluminum, those are the kinds of materials you can use, ones that aren't attracted by magnets. Of course, silver and gold are out because they're way too expensive. Aluminum would have been good, but I couldn't get any, and I could only manage to get copper the way I showed you earlier. Now, let's take a closer look and see the exact same thing, but this time with its cylindrical sibling, which is a different type of locomotive. This one is noticeably faster when it comes to the straight sections of the track, but it takes the corners more slowly and carefully, mainly because the very front of the nose magnet touches the track in the turns, causing it to slow down. The third type of locomotive, it has a double magnet here, a double magnet here as well, and a magnetic ball located at both the front and the back. This is how it performs on the track. Let's see how it goes in action. This one is really quick, and it handles the corners very well too. If this magnetic locomotive had a driver and there were cars attached behind it with passengers inside, both the passengers and the driver would experience something very interesting. You see, not only would the locomotive and the cars behind it move forward in the tunnel, but they would also be constantly spinning around their axes. Remember when I showed this experiment at the beginning of my video where the coil spins around and around on the battery, just like you can see here? Well, exactly the same thing would happen in the tunnel. So it's not just a forward force at work, which basically pulls the train and the locomotive through the 5.6-meter tunnel, but the whole thing actually spins around its own axis as well, so the passengers and the train driver would get really dizzy inside. I made an endoscopic camera recording. It's really interesting to see what the train driver and the passengers would experience.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad there's no.
A lot depends on how quickly this little magnetic locomotive can cover the 5.6-meter distance. So, you see, the locomotive's fuel is the charge in the battery. If it's a strong battery that can deliver a lot of current, then it will create a strong magnetic field in the coil, and as a result, it will go fast. But if the battery's weak, it might get stuck in one of the turns and won't be able to make it all the way through. This battery is capable of delivering 8 to 10 amps of peak current, and that's what basically drives the locomotive forward. There was a time when there was another magnet or a piece of iron nearby, and since this is a really, really strong magnet, what happened was it broke out of the tunnel. It basically drilled a hole in the side of the coils and shot out of the tunnel, crashing into that piece of iron it found nearby. I wasn't too happy about it because I had to patch up the hole in the tunnel, and unfortunately, I also lost a magnet there. You can actually organize a competition with it, and I'll be doing that soon. I'll come back with this in one of my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching the video. Bye!
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't.